right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here a little bit early. We'll call, do we do the Pledge of Allegiance first, or should I do it later? Okay, so we'll do that later. We're going to begin, we're calling the regular meeting to order now at 5:34 p.m., and I'm going to ask for a motion to move to executive session for the purposes of personnel. May I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you, Michael. And a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Francis. And that is also at 5:34 p.m. All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so 7. All right, we will be next door, Serena, and then we'll be back.
All right, we have all returned to open session. Welcome everyone for appearing when we've been going for the last hour. First off, I need a motion to return to open session at 6:33 p.m.
I'll motion.
Thank you, Sarah. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Your name is Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
Cool. Aye. All right. So next we'll be doing the Pledge of Allegiance. So we have a relatively straightforward agenda tonight. It's just celebrating our tenure appointments. Does anyone have any questions on the agenda? Cool. Are there any changes? Awesome. May I have a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting on May 26th? I got an Alyssa and a Tony. Any questions or concerns? All right. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Cool. All right. We need to approve the minutes of the last meeting for May 5th. May I have a motion to, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the minutes of the regular meeting for budget hearing on May 5th, 2026? May I have a motion? Thank you, Ray. May I have a second? Thank you, Tony. Any questions or comments on the minutes from that meeting? Cool. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Awesome. All right, and now we're to the meat. Thank you, Superintendent Ross.
Is this working? Oh, there we go. You'd think it was my first time. Tonight is one of my most favorite nights of the school year, where we get to celebrate our teachers and celebrate our teachers who have given their 100% for the last 3 or 4 years, moving towards being granted tenure. This year we have 8 staff that are eligible for tenure. And in a minute, I'm going to ask the administrators to come on up here with me. But I just want to express my gratitude to you for doing everything you do for our kids every day. It doesn't go unnoticed. And clearly seeing the support you're surrounded by, the love of your family. Hi, sweetheart. The love of your family and your friends speaks volumes. So just so that we can begin celebrating, if the administrators can come on up, that would be great. As they walk up, one of the things when I transitioned here to Duanesburg 2 years ago is that usually in most districts, tenure is just a simple board resolution that gets passed, and then the next day you get a letter from the superintendent saying, congratulations, you were granted tenure last night. And I am a teacher at heart, so I taught for 15 years, and I realized and I believe that in any way we can celebrate teachers, we should, and this is a huge accomplishment. Some teachers have been granted tenure in other districts. For some teachers, this is their first time. So either way deserves a special moment that we can celebrate as a board and as a community. So what I have done, what I like to do is when we celebrate tenure is that I could go on, and I know each and every one of you very well, but your building level or your director knows you best, and I think it's really important and warm and humbling for them to speak some kind words. So we are going in alpha order because that seems like the easiest thing to do, and the administrator will say your name, and if you could come on up, that would be great. Declan, can we click? All right, let's start with Rosa. Rosa, can you come on up?
It's my absolute pleasure to speak on behalf of Rosa this evening, who is an amazing individual within our school community, certainly a heart of gold. When we look for the definition of a team player, we don't need to open a dictionary. We just need to look at Rosa. In education, and especially in special education, collaboration isn't just a buzzword. It's a lifeline, and Rosa is the ultimate collaborator. She partners seamlessly with general education teachers, specialists, administrators, and parents, always keeping one goal at the center of every conversation: what is best for the child? But what truly sets Rosa apart is her flexibility and willingness to go the extra mile. She understands that growth isn't just academic, it's deeply social and emotional as well. She looks at her students as whole human beings, and she meets them exactly where they are in any given day. If you want to see her heart in action, you don't have to look very far. You just have to look at lunchtime. While most people use lunch to take a break and recharge, Rosa opens her door. Day after day, she welcomes students to pull up chairs and eat with her. She provides a sense of belonging and community over sandwiches and shared stories. We all know the school cafeteria can be a sensory minefield, loud, chaotic, and overwhelming. Recognizing this, Rosa didn't just sympathize, she took action, creating a dedicated, quiet space for students who need a break from the noise. Because of her, students who used to dread lunchtime now have a sanctuary where they can decompress and feel secure. Rosa adapts, she accommodates, and she never ever gives up on a child's potential. "You got this" is the most common phrase I hear multiple times a day from Rosa to each of her students. So Rosa, you've got this. Granting tenure is a way of saying, we see your dedication, we value your impact, and we want you here shaping the future of our school for a long time. Congratulations, Rosa.
On to Ms. Megan Downs.
Congratulations. So I'm honored again to stand here to speak on behalf of Megan, who has certainly well-deserved tenure. When we talk about a true educator, somebody who doesn't just work at school, but completely embeds themselves into the fabric of our community, we look at Megan. First and foremost, Megan is a phenomenal special education teacher. She sees the unique potential in every single student who walks through the door. Megan meets students exactly where they are, breaking down barriers and building confidence. She provides a safe harbor. She understands that a student cannot learn until they feel safe, valued, and heard. Her students don't just grow under her care, they thrive. But Megan's impact doesn't just end when the final bell rings. In fact, that's often when her second shift begins. It's there in an event that brings joy, energy, and spirit to our building. You can see her fingerprints are all over it, from orchestrating the chaotic magic of school pep rallies to organizing unforgettable school dances. She ensures our students have vibrant memories that will last a lifetime. She's a reliable chaperone at all sorts of events, cheering in the gym. I love those pep rallies, Megan. She ensures our students are always there, always supported. What makes Megan truly special is that this isn't just her job, it's her home. As a mother with a son in our elementary schools, she isn't just invested in our present, she's deeply rooted in our community's future. She sees our schools through the lens of a dedicated educator and a proud parent, bringing a level of empathy and commitment that cannot be taught. Congratulations, Megan.
Sarah couldn't be with us tonight, but we still would like to say some kind words.
So I know Sarah is hopefully watching her son get his orange belt in Taekwondo this evening. It was a big event for him, and certainly we know that those family commitments come first, and she was super excited about that opportunity and does apologize she's not here. But I did still want to speak on Sarah's behalf as a dedicated member of our school community. So there are milestones in a district that are routine, and then there are milestones that are an absolute joy to celebrate. I'm incredibly honored to stand here and recognize a phenomenal educator, Sarah Lovell. Now, I like to think I have a pretty good radar for talent, but Sarah didn't just pass by my radar, she lit it up. Long before tonight, she caught my attention, not just because of her standard classroom metrics. It was also her sheer creativity and her unique side endeavors that made me stop and take notice. When I interviewed Sarah, she told me about I can't remember if she had called it a mindfulness mobile or a yoga mobile, but she had actually started using, it was either like a large van or a small bus, and was traveling around creating these spaces for students and children of all kinds, and that's really what caught my initial attention when I had interviewed her. She is someone who doesn't just look at a student and see a desk to fill. She sees a whole human being who needs care, regulation, and a peaceful space to grow. She showed me that she doesn't just teach, but she innovates. Her deep love and unwavering commitment to her students is visible in every single thing she does. She advocates fiercely, adapts constantly, and meets every single student exactly where they are, celebrating their victories as if they were her own. To say she is an asset to our district is an understatement. She is the kind of educator who elevates the entire culture of the school building. She is quite literally a ball of positive energy. I don't know what she puts in her coffee, but we certainly need to see if that we can get it approved in our district budget. Her enthusiasm is infectious. She radiates a warmth that makes students feel safe and makes her colleagues feel supported. Congratulations, Sarah.
All right, I think you can probably hear me. So the next person is Josh Meckel. So it is an honor to acknowledge Josh tonight for his tenure. This is his 4th year here. One of the things, so I'm not going to be as eloquent as Danielle, but when I hired Josh, he came on board June 3rd of 2022. He had been the 4th school counselor that we had in that counseling office when we hired him. So we were looking for somebody who would really be a really solid team player and somebody who was very compassionate with our students. Josh came in, he was very young. Just a side note, he actually graduated from college with my son. So that made me feel really old. But when we hired him on, my hope was that he was going to be the full package, and he has not disappointed us. During his tenure here, Josh has been the varsity coach for cross country, for track. He also has gotten himself involved in GSA for a number of years. He now is helping out Ms. Shadina with Student Voices. He's looking to do an indoor track session with kids because of their interest. He loves to be outdoors. He loves to hike, so he's always looking for opportunities to tag kids in. So Josh has been the full package when we hired him. Not that I didn't think he would be, but I have just been so impressed. There have been a number of times that I've knocked on Josh's door and had to interrupt kids because they just flocked to him when I needed him for a crisis. So it's very rare that you ever see Josh by himself, either walking down the hallway, and those students who are in the auditorium, you know what I mean. Mr. Meckel always has kids around him, talking to him in his office, following him into my office when I need to talk to him. He truly is a solid member of our faculty, and I can only hope that he's going to stay with us for a very long time. Congratulations, Josh. I will give you a hug. Yes, I know.
There we go. Our next teacher is Melissa Nepple. So Melissa is a first grade teacher at the elementary school, and she is someone who constantly puts kids at the center of really anything she does, any decision that she makes. She builds strong relationships and really creates a classroom where students feel supported and successful. And her classroom is such a wonderful example of an environment where both general education and special education students are supported and thriving together and collaborating all day long. This year really highlighted her flexibility and positive attitude. She started the year in an unfinished classroom with almost 20 first graders, completely moved her class to a different space, and then moved everything back again, all while keeping students at the center and really creating a sense of normalcy through all of the chaos. She just brings a calm and positive presence and is always willing to jump in and help anyone who needs it. She's such a thoughtful teammate and someone who contributes so much to our school community. So thank you so much for all that you bring to our students and our community each and every day. Congratulations on this well-deserved milestone on earning tenure.
All right. The next person I'm going to call up is Kate Pryor. I know. So Kate Pryor, just as Christy mentioned, has been one of those teachers this year that has been in flux insofar as classroom movement. So I am very honored to put her up for tenure this year. I know she was very concerned about her tenure. Sorry, I'm gonna hold it because it's. She was very concerned about her tenure just because she moved from upstairs to downstairs to floating around to on a cart to carrying her stuff around as we did all of the Capitol building projects. And she also did all of that while taking on chemistry for the last year before we moved to the new standards. So she's done a phenomenal job with that. She's excelled at it. Not only has Kate been a phenomenal teacher and a great addition, and she's a great baker, for those of you who have not had any of her goodies, Kate has also been very actively involved in different things here in the district. She did assist with the drama production, did a bang-up job with that. At this point, she's looking to start a new club with the kids, esports. That's been something that our kids have really wanted to do. She started this, and those of you who don't know what this is, The Hunger Games, the book The Hunger Games. Kate actually put something in last year that she worked co-curricular with all of the content areas, and they read the book, they watched the movie, they created biomes, right, did I get that right? It's something to watch. The kids just love it, and every year they just get better. They did their second year this year, they did it last week. It was phenomenal to see. A little side note, Kate loves to read in her free time whenever she does have some of that. And on rainy days, this is something that I hope that's okay that I share. But on rainy days, Kate loves to play board games. Her and her husband are seen playing board games often. And I heard a rumor today that she actually got some people to play board games over the weekend, which was a big deal. So Kate brings so much happiness and joy to our students, to our faculty. I never see her not smiling or doing what she just did as she walked down here holding up, hey, whenever I see her. So she's been a wonderful addition, and I only hope that she continues to grow within our district. And I'm very, very proud that we selected her and were able to now put her up for tenure. So congratulations, Kate. And my final person is Ashley Sagan. So Ashley, come on up. So I am very honored to put up Ashley for tenure tonight. For those of you who might know or might not know, when we hired Ashley, she came in and she was filling some really, really large shoes. Karen Konarkowitz had decided to retire, and we were looking for somebody to fulfill that role. Those of you who had Karen Konarkowitz know Karen Konarkowitz. She had been here a long time. Her kids went to school here. She was really invested in our students. So when we met Ashley, the committee, I'll never forget, the rest of the social studies department turned and said, she's it. She's the one. She's Karen, but she's Ashley. So it was a pretty exciting day when we did call her. We offered her the job, and she said, absolutely. And not only has she been phenomenal with our kids, she has brought some new life into the district insofar as a variety of courses. She does women's studies. She brought in AP Psych. She, what's the other one that you? Social ethics, which are very popular courses, and we never had them before, and I think our students through and through love taking them. So that has been a really nice addition that Ashley kind of did. In the steps of Karen Konarkowitz, Ashley also took on the Leo Club. And part of the Leo Club that she took on was taking over the Eagles Outlet and reorganizing it and redesigning it and meeting with kids and getting them in there. And they now have that space open and kids do go in and use it. She also learned how to make the wreaths. Everybody loves the Christmas wreaths. And so she took that on, and now, she's, I would say, the master of making Christmas wreaths, or holiday wreaths. So she really has done a lot. This year, a lot of you might have seen her also as the class advisor. So she's the junior class advisor, which means next year she's going to take over the senior class and host the prom and all of that fun stuff with pies and barbecues and all of that. So we really are very honored that Ashley did choose our school and decided to come work with us. On a side note, Ashley is also an active mom. She has one little boy and one little girl, spends a lot of time with them when she's not here in the school, just volunteering her time to help with our students. She has her own students. She also loves to be outside with her kids. She loves to walk her dog. And when she's not busy and does have some downtime, which being a mom of 2 young children and all of the things that she does here, she really does love to read also. So we have some big readers here. So it is with utter pride and honor that I do get to recommend you tonight for tenure. So congratulations.
Our final teacher tonight is Ashley Venturillo. Ashley is one of our UPK teachers and is also a member of our building leadership team. She creates such a warm and welcoming environment for our youngest learners, and she just has such a way of making kids feel safe and loved and excited to come to school each and every day. At the beginning of the year, I had just started and I got invited to an Apple experience that they had created for their students, and Ashley invited me, and I learned about how the kids were immersed learning about apples through ELA, math, writing all week long, and at the end of the week, they had an Apple hands-on experience. They got to try apples in all different forms, and it was such a fun and hands-on way to bring all that learning together, and the students were so excited about it, and I just felt honored to be invited, and it also just speaks to how welcoming and inclusive she is to everyone in the building. She's also willing to step outside her comfort zone and try new things for the benefit of our students. One of the first conversations we had around teaching was Ashley telling me about these self-directed centers that were suggested to her, and she was hesitant at first, but just being able to see how the kids are just thriving with these new things that her and her team were willing to take on and just try was really exciting to be a part of and just to watch and be immersed in. She's such a supportive teammate and someone, people genuinely enjoy working with. And we're so lucky to have her helping shape the beginning, really, of our student school journeys and getting them started in such a positive way, and showing them that school is an awesome place to be. So thank you for the impact that you make on our students and our school community every single day. And congratulations on earning tenure.
So before I close this presentation out, so Dr. Tim Peterson will probably touch base with all of you tomorrow. She is incredibly sorry she couldn't be here. As we know, family always comes first, and there was a ceremony that she needed to attend for her child. But please know she is thinking of all of you and very proud of each and every one of you. So let's give a round of applause for our staff receiving tenure. I hope you realize how much we value you, respect you, and proud to have you part of the DCS family. So thank you so much. I'm going to invite our staff and their families. We have some light refreshments to the board. I'm sure would want to mingle and talk with each other, meet your families, and just take a few minutes to celebrate you. So thank you so much and congratulations. Really quick, Tricia needs you out in the hallway to take a picture. The lighting isn't great here. Sorry, I almost forgot that.
All right, we do have thank you, Serena. We do have a matter of business that we need to attend to first. We need to make it official and approve these tenure appointments. So, allow me to read the recommended action of be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, hereby appoints the following instructional employees to tenure in the following tenure areas effective on the dates noted. Rose Canavo, Megan Downs, Sarah Lovell, Joshua Meckel, Melissa Neppel, Catherine Pryor, Ashley Sagond, and Ashley Venturiolo. I apologize. May I have a motion? We all motion? Okay. Can we all motion? Ah, her rules, I tell you. Let's go with Alyssa and Tony then. Any questions, comments, thoughts, suggestions? Congratulations. All right. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? You're a jerk. And I think that wraps us up. Motion to, oh yes. Well, after this, we'll be going to executive session. So for student matters and personnel discussion. So we will not be returning to open session after that, but that'll be after we sort of mingle for a little bit. So should we adjourn the main meeting? We'll get a motion to go to executive session. Thank goodness we have Serena. So I need a motion to go to executive session at 7:02. Thank you, Sarah. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ray. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Well, I think we're good to go, and we will come back and congratulate you all. Thank you.